Well, hello everyone. This is Rocky again. I wanted to give you an update on the Battleship Arizona that I was working on, and I'm finished with it, and I wanted to go ahead and showcase it and let you see the finished product. That's the stern, of course. You run it across here so you can see. This model is the 1-200 series. It's close up of the aircraft on turret 3. And here's the some of the launches on this side. The rigging was, I had to look at different photographs. I had to, there was no diagram that Trumpeter sent with this model kit. I don't know why they didn't, but they didn't. And so you have to do a lot of research when you're trying to put the rigging on. And it's very difficult. And some of the extra things that I did to it, the model, is this right here. I'm going to move it. That moves. And it's the, I've used the crane to lift up bunkers. As you can see, one in the background there on the ground. And this one is being lifted. I just finished it about 2 hours ago. Completely done now. There's the bell, and those are brass bells, and I had to order them separately for the model. As you can see, there's a little rope or something, a little rope hanging off so you can ring the bell, and they move. They're not glued there, they do move. And wanted to go ahead and show everybody the finished product. And I just dressed it in flags already. This is the starboard side, and I will turn it around and show you the port side. Each one of these has got a little gate on it, a platform there. I added those, and here's the rigging. I'm going to try to go as slow as I can so that you can see everything and it's in focus. This is coming up on the bow. I finished this stuff last night, all the rigging. Now, the rope that you see, it's brown, but it was white, and so I had to paint it all brown. And that was very tedious, but everything worked out. And it goes down. That's the captain's flag. I put the extra anchor, I stuck it on there because I know it's not supposed to be there, but I just put it on there so that I wouldn't have it lying around. And the chain, let me try to, as the chain is wrapped around the bow area, and I'll take a, this is obviously the view looking down on the bow area. Now, I was going to add canvas. Now, when it was in port in Pearl Harbor, it had canvas here on the bow area. and it had canvas in this area right here, where my finger is, right in here, from here to about there, and it went all the way across. And it also had canvas on the stern, and from here all the way across to there. But the planes are in the way. When it was in Pearl Harbor, they didn't have the planes on there, so they could put the canvas from there all the way across, and that was basically for church services and things of that nature. But since the plane is there, there's no way I can put the canvas on. So I elected not to add the canvas to the entire ship anyway. There's another bell there, and it's got a rope, and that is not glued on. It's just, there's a hook there, and it does move. And there's the Admiral's flag, and it's got its own little flagpole. Again, the rigging was extremely difficult. I had to look at 3 or 4 different photographs, different diagrams from what other people have done. You know, add some, take it away. I'll try to get it as realistic as possible. So get it in focus here again, and so it is an extremely beautiful ship. It was a beautiful ship. It still is a beautiful ship, and that's it. It's a beautiful ship, and it always has been and always will be. As I stated, the boats, I mean, if you could see the little anchors and stuff, and I figured I added those. The instructions didn't tell me to do that, but I added the little anchors. And this is looking down, and you see all the detail that's in these boats. And these boats took about 1 month to do all the boats, and it was very tedious. And as you can see, all the officers' boats have little flags on them. In the back here, I added, you can see the little gate there. You can go through that gate to take down or hoist the flag. This is a fire hydrant. It's got a little red dial on it. Let me get it back in focus here so you can see little red. And as you can see, there it is right there, and that's a little fire hydrant. And I figured, they've got to wash the deck, the stern deck, all the way across here, and they've got to have something. So I added the hose, and I'm going to turn around and on the port side and show you the hose a little bit. But I added that hose to this fire hydrant here. And the reason why I did that is because I noticed that these are hoses, and there's one right there. And then, of course, on the side, there's another one, and that's right there too. And the fire hydrant is right there, and you can see the red dial on that fire hydrant. And they would wash the deck with those hoses on this side here, on the starboard side, wash the deck. And of course, on the other side, the port side, it's the same thing. And I thought, well, if there's fire hydrants there, why not make something, a hose or what have you, to depict that they need a hose or some sort to wash the stern area. So I did that, and that's all. That's just a rope, and I twirled it around, and the nozzle, I was looking around to try to find out what nozzle to use or come up with something, and that is a 50 caliber machine gun barrel that I had extra, and I just stuck it on there, and you can see the little gate there. It's got a little red handle on it, and so that's how I made that hose. You can see that plane there. It's got the antenna, and I'm really impressed with how it turned out. This is the biggest model that I've done. This is the captain's launch, and you can't tell about the flag there, but that flag is the same flag as this one, and it's got all the stars and everything, and that's the captain's flag. And so he's got his own little flag. That's his launch, and you can see the red striping on it. This is the Admiral, and his is green, and you can see the little 2 stars on there. And that's a bigger flag. That tells you that he was a Rear Admiral, Admiral Kidd, Isaac C. Kidd. And this is Captain Franklin van Valkenburg's, or Valkenburg, Captain Franklin van Valkenburg's launch. And both of these gentlemen won the Congressional Medal of Honor. They were on the bridge at the time. And the only thing that was found from Admiral Kidd was his wedding ring, and it was on the bridge area, melted into the bridge wall, steel wall, and they were able to retrieve that ring, and they gave it to his wife. Captain Valkenburg, the only thing they found of his was his Annapolis class ring, and again, that ring was pretty much welded to the other side of the bridge wall wherever he was standing. And I don't know who they gave that ring to. I'd like to think that they gave it to his wife, but it doesn't say. But that's the only thing that they found of him. There were the helmsman, I believe, quartermaster, him. I think there was 3 of them that were on the bridge. There was another sailor that was on the bridge with the captain. And the sailor asked the captain, "Captain, don't you think it's time to leave?" And the captain said no, he's going to stay at his post. And so the helmsman stayed with him. And so that's what happened to those 2 gentlemen. A lot of heroic, a lot of heroes, a lot of heroic stuff going on. People trying to save each other, trying to save others, doing what they could. As you can see, this little compartment here, I added the door there for the funnel. Those 2 little hatches. I put the rail on there. If I can focus it in a little bit more, you can see the rail there, and there's a ladder that goes up, and there's a door on the inside of it, but you can't see the door, but there is a door, but it's turned around towards the funnel, but trust me, there's a door there. I put it there, and there you can see the ladder that goes up there. All that was added. I added all that. And then, of course, you can see here's the fire hydrant again. It's got the red little dial, the valve dial. And so a lot of these doors and things, I added these doors, these nice big doors. Each one was painted steel, so you could see that door is open. There's the bell again. I added, here it is, it's in flags. I put the flags here. I added the railing up here. because I figured, you know, if you're standing, because there's two doors, there's two hatches, and you can see, and they come with the kit, and so you got to put the, you know, put the hatches there. And I figured, well, if somebody's going through the hatch, how are they going to keep from falling? Because obviously there's a hatch there for a reason. And so I thought, well, let me put some railing up here, even though it didn't say so, to keep the men from not falling. And that's what I did. And so, and that's basically what I did. And up here, I put a little ladder here. So there's the railing there too. Again, there's the hatches. I put a rail there, you know, and there's a rail on the other side. And so that they could get up there to man those 50 calibers, and also to change the flag if necessary. And so, as you can see, it took a lot of work. It was a tremendous amount of work. This was not the easiest model to do, by no means. Here again, the bow. And I've got one of the anchors. It's moving around because I've been moving the ship, but there's one of the anchors. Here's this anchor chain that goes all the way around to the bottom, and you can see where it's hooked up to. It goes underneath. If I can get it in focus here real quick. And again, it was a lot of work. I had to paint I had to paint the chain while it was on the bow, and that worked out okay, but it took a while. Because you can't, you know, get black paint all over the place. The decking is, you can order that. It doesn't come with the kit. You know, it's an extra, an upgrade. What I did with the decking, because I used to restore furniture, old antique furniture, and I'll give you an example. There's this piece of furniture right here. I restored this. My brother, who's not alive anymore, he had it, and he used it for tools and stuff. And so when he passed away, I was able to acquire this, and it's 120 years old, and it's my great aunt's, my grandfather's sister. And so I restored it. And that's what I used to do. And so this here, I put a varnish on it, and I put a polyurethane, brushed polyurethane all the way across the decking here, and of course on the top here too. And that's why you can see it comes out. And so that's what I did. And of course, if you're going to do that, you know, you got to let it dry real good and put something on top so it doesn't bend all over the place. And I think it looked really well. You know, I think it was like an oak finish or something, or a something like that, either an oak or a walnut type finish that I used on it. And each one of the rails here, you see, and there's another one that's got a little door on it too, and on the side you can see the little handle. There's the little red handle. And each one of these rails here, if I can focus it in on it, there's 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3, and they're little chain links. Let's see if I can get it to focus in so you can see. I think you can see the little chain now a little bit. And you had two options. You could either use those, the chains, or you could use this kind of a rail, this kind, you know. And so I decided, well, because I was watching one video and the guy, he said he wasn't going to put it on because it was too difficult. And so I thought, well, I would at least try it. And all those are little hooks. They've got three little hooks on them, and you have to drill the holes for every single one of these little posts, and install these little chains, and they come about 5 inches across, 5 inches long, and you just have to do it all the way around, and that's 3 times 3. And so it took almost a good month just to get the railing on, and it's very delicate, and it bends real easy, and you're constantly having to rebend it, and you know, and so that was difficult. And there's another door, there's a little handle there for the gangplank there, so you can walk up, you know, when it's at port. And so all the little things here like that, and there, they all have little doors that I added those myself. And here's the other, there's the launch. I added the little flags and little wire there for the communication and things like that. And so I added those. I added the bells. As you can see, there's the bell there. And so there were a few things that I added to it. And I took a whole lot of time to do the boats. And as you can see, the boats, they have their own little wood paneling too. That comes with the kit as well. Or not the model kit, but the upgrade. And that comes with that. So, and as you can see, there's some there. And I painted those little oars there. I saw one video where the oars were all painted white, and I thought that's kind of silly. Nobody could see the oars, so I painted it, you know, the bottom brown, the handle white, and the little nubs there, little like a little steel there, so you could get in, so you can make out the oars. You know, I wanted people to see different things, and not that everybody else's is bad. It's just, it's hard to tell certain things. And see, the little rudder there is red. And so I mean, I wanted to put some detailing in here, and as you can see, it's dressed in flags. And so I hadn't seen any pictures. Now I've seen the wiring, but I didn't see anybody put flags on here, and so I did. And I put these round loops. I glued those into place so that I could run the wire through there and run it up, as you can see. It just seemed a lot easier to be able to do it like that. So that's what I did. And so so there, you know, I took some time, and you know, I may have added a couple of things that maybe the ship didn't have. I can't imagine why they wouldn't have railing up there, but if they didn't, okay. But I added anyway. Now, where the 50 caliber machine guns are, where they're sitting there, that bottom area right there, that should have been blue, or the same color as this, but I didn't realize that at the time, and so I just left it that way. And of course, at the top here too, that should have been blue as well, But again, I didn't realize that, and so I had no other choice but to leave it like that. But it's okay. It's no big deal. But I wanted to share the finished product with all of you. Now, the barrels, when it's in port, the barrels have caps on them. And I've got the caps. It's taken so long to do it, and I thought, well, you know, maybe at some point I might put them on, and each cap has got a star in the middle of it. They're blue. I might put them on, but then I don't know if I will or not. You know, because quite frankly, this model took a long time, and I'm happy with the results of it already, the way it is right now. And so, again, I'm trying to get this baby in focus here, so it's not, there it is. And so, I'm happy with the results of it, and I hope you all enjoy it. Give me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I've been doing models for over 40 years. There's another one right here. This is the Titanic, and it's got a lighting system in it, but I'm not going to light it up right now. And the first video I did, I lit it up. And but there's the Titanic, and that's the 1-350 series. And so I enjoy models. They're tedious, of course. They take a lot of time. I'm thinking about getting the 1-200 Titanic one, but I don't know, because I've already got one, as I showed you. And so, even though I'm passionate about the Titanic, I don't know if I want to do another one. This model here, as I step back and show you, it does not have a stand or a base or of any kind. The model kit did not come with that, so you apparently have to make your own. And so I haven't decided what I'm going to do. As I made this base here for the Titanic. That is all solid oak, and so I built that, and built the whole container to it, and that's 24 karat gold plated there, and that's antique, I think from 1890 or 1900 handle there, and I ordered all that separate. But I made that, you know, and so I haven't decided what I want to do with the Arizona yet. What type of base I want to put it on, or stand, or what have you. And so, you know, I've got to think about it. So again, I hope everybody enjoys this. Again, my name is Rocky, if I didn't say that in the beginning. But give me a shout out and tell me what you think, and give me some ideas if you've got some. And thank you, and thank you for viewing it, and I'll be getting back with you. Bye.